Tippy time, my damies, and welcome to Season 2, Episode 7 of Reviewedly Interrupted, where I bring about the culmination of everything I thought and felt and believed and hoped and dreamed about the Critters franchise comes into fruition. No joke. This is like my second take, because the first time I tried doing it without notes, and I rambled on for a long fucking time, and it was terrible. I was like, dude, no, I can't do that. It was a waste of my time. It would have been a waste of anybody else's time. It was just rambling. I made some points, but for the amount of time it took to make the video, it was pretty fucking ridiculous. So, nip that one in the bud. Made some notes. Okay, so the Critters franchise. As a whole, I really enjoy it. It stays in a certain pocket through the whole way. You know, there's a little bit of stuff I'll talk about like later about some of the things, but like it stays pretty consistent, like with its vibe all the way through. So and I just really dug it, you know. And then like I split it up into two parts. There's the Charlie Saga, which is the first 4 movies where we have our hero Charlie, you know, the guy that comes from being like this outcast to actually being a truly heroic, awesome, fucking great character. So that's the first 4 movies, and then the Reboot Era, you know, with Critters Attack and Critters. A new Binge. I've only watched once. I know very little about it. It's like the one that I know the least about, that I really learned about recently. So, you know, I'm still trying to grasp that one. But anyway, like the Charlie Saga, the first 4, that's definitely like the classic ones, the definite classic ones through the 80s and 90s. And like the Reboot Era only has like the TV show or the not even TV show, it's like web series, kind of little really short like fucking 9-10 minute episodes, like really short stuff, with the reboot remake something movie of Critters Attack. So far it's like the next era of Critters has been very small. It hasn't really like, it didn't gain any momentum, which sucks, because I would fucking watch it. I love the Critters, dude. It's great. It's like fun shit. So I'd totally be into it. And I kind of talk a little bit about those different parts. Like later, I got some ideas like about stuff, but I like just kind of want to talk about how I like break it up. Charlie Saga, first 4, Reboot Era, web series, reboot. And my favorite film out of all of them is the 4th one, Critters 4, where it's in space. It makes me happy. For one reason I talked about, it's one of a very small group of like specific movies that are 4th movies in a franchise that take place in space that I know of. I don't know, there's probably other ones, but it's like, these are the ones I know of for sure. Critters 4, Hellraiser 4, Hellraiser Bloodline, and fucking Leprechaun 4, In Space. And all those movies are just very fun and entertaining, because it's like, sometimes it's like, you know what, let's just like do it in space. It's like, totally, dude. So it's my favorite one, because it's like, it's got a great cast to it. It's very small. You could tell it's very small budget. It's the very last movie in the Charlie Saga, the Charlie quadrilogy, you know, where but it's like really solid. There's something about it. It's got like it gets even more like subgenre-y or something. I don't know, but I really dug it. My favorite moment also came from that movie. It was where Charlie had to shoot Ugg. I mean, that was like awesome acting. Like Don Keith Opper, like all the emotion that was just in his eyes. Like he did all that with his eyes. Damn. I need to brush my teeth. I'm sorry, people. I need to take better care of myself, for me and for you. I'll do that. But Totally lost my train of thought. But not really. Like, that scene was just like great. Like, it was really, really great acting. It was like a short scene, and it's like it wasn't overdone. It wasn't really dramatic. But it was, dude, it was visceral, and it was like really, really great. And that is my favorite fucking scene, and my favorite film moment from the franchise. That scene right there. One thing I wonder is why no 3D Critters? How come there was no 3D movie? All the other shit they did, and not once they were like, you know what, let's do something 3D. Why not? There should be a Critters 3D. If anybody's watching this, fucking do that next, dude. Let's do Critters 3D. That shit would be fun. I would love that shit. And then, like, also along with, like, the Charlie Saga, the early era, the Krites and the Kyotos. Kyotos? I'm dumbass. I don't know. I don't research. No, but anyway, there was the Krites were so much more on point then. You know, there was something different about them. They articulated more. They tried to make them more like alive, like creatures. I know that like budgets got scaled down, so it's like even by up in like the third and fourth movie, you can tell there was like less. There was starting to be less animatronic, less like really articulation, and then finally it got to a point where you could tell they were just like hand puppets and shit. But it's like, what can you do if you've only got the budget? But they spent enough money on them to not make them look like shit. They still look like really good. So I love when they do that. I love when a movie doesn't have a huge budget, so you know it's not spending a bunch on like these big name actors and everything. So it puts it into the effects. You gotta, because especially like what's cool about these is like they have solid scripts. They're not like total junk scripts. Some of them kind of like formulaic, but workable formulaic, especially when you got like, you know, some good acting going on. So it's like, gotta have a solid script, gotta have some, or you gotta have good effects. And it's like, if you can get both, that's awesome. And like, they nail it. They do it. I want to talk about like some notable actors throughout the franchise. Yeah. Let's in memoriam of the characters, not the people playing them, but the characters of the franchise. Okay, Don Keithopper, man, I already brought him up. Dee Wallace made it into a couple films in the franchise. Scott Grimes, of course, in the first two. You know, Lin Shaye in the first two. I'm not going to count the flashback bullshit. That's not the same. Billy Zane in the first one, that's pretty funny, with his ponytail and shit like that. Emmett Walsh is the goddamn sheriff in that one. Of course, we got Terrence Mann popping up throughout the series as Ugg. Well, in the first four as Ugg. Eddie Deason in the second one. Barry Corbin, Leonardo DiCaprio in the third one. Anders Hove, Angela Bassett, Brad Dourif. And then in the later ones, this is like in the web series, Gilbert Gottfried and Thomas Lennon. That's pretty fucking awesome. Like, that makes me go like, dude, what the fuck? Because like, I am fans of both of those fools. So it's like, to see them in the series with the Critters, which I'm a fan of, was like pretty goddamn awesome. So it's like, regardless of anything else, it's like if they can't figure on like, I don't know if it's funding or just whatever it is to like, you know, really start a reboot of the Critters franchise. I mean, they're putting out shit like the shit that the most recent stuff that they put out, like Critters Attack and New Binge, like, at least with me, solidified that shit as like very, very memorable and like definitely not to be ignored as a part of the fucking Critters franchise. That they should definitely be included, because it's like they got their own little like fucking right on bullshit, and I like it. And then let's get into the Charlie Saga, but the Reboot Era, the PG-13 versus the when they finally got R and TVMA. And what's funny is it all feels like maybe a PG-13, but not R. Not even, I wouldn't even say NC-17. You know, PG-13, at least like for my era, this stuff's soft. I don't know. People these days might be like, oh my God, there's enough blood for it to be an NC-17 or an R or something. Oh no, like, yeah, NC-17 would be harder than an R, right? I don't remember, dude. I think so. I don't know. But fucking, like, it all had the same vibe. So it's like, it's something I brought up in other, like in some of the previous reviews, is that like just how the times changed and how ratings were affected, and how it wasn't really consistent. I don't even know if it is now. Maybe it is. Fuck if I know. I just watch shit if it's cool, or I think it's cool. And the first four, I put like they're time capsules through the 80s and 90s. They are cinematic time capsules for how like movies that were done, you know, around each little time period of that rating, how those kind of movies were done, you know, for PG-13, you know, where it was like maybe more cursing, a little bloodier, and then in the second one, a titty, and then it's like, you know, and then it like backed off, like absolutely no nudity, backed off on a bunch of the cursing, less bloody scenes, you know, maybe adding a little more humor to offset the bloody scenes they did have, so they could put a little more blood in there or something. And then back to showing like side boob and a butt cheek and stuff, and just like, you know, just how they were done was it's just so fucking nuts. You know, and especially like the acting, like the script type for certain stuff. Like, I mean, if you watched a sci-fi in space movie around when they were making Part 4, tons of those lower budget fucking movies look just fucking like that. And they're all, and like, I wouldn't say all, I don't know, I haven't seen them all. Maybe some of them suck. But I can say a lot of the ones I've fucking seen were a lot of fun and entertaining as shit. And this is no different. No different. So it's like, but it's pretty cool, you know, just how it's shot, like how the first one really had like, what was that, the Invaders from Mars and shit. It just had like that kind of look of that time when like that shit was popping out, and they had a lot of the same look, you know. I'm sure a lot of it had to do with like, you know, the different film and lenses and blah 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 and cameras and all that kind of shit that like maybe a lot of the people were using the same, so you got that same, we'll say the Hollywood cinematic fucking look of what the movies fucking looked like at that time. They all just kind of had that same kind of thing, lighting and all that stuff. It was all very, very close. And so it's like all the way up through the 90s, it just keeps that like time capsule of those type of movies at that time. They're perfect. It's like they feel like prototypes, but in a good way, not a bad way. You know, my overall thoughts is like, I really, 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 really love the Critters movies. I mean, look at this, man. I ended up, like, I got these all on Blu-ray, the whole collection, because I was like, I liked them that much. I could have just been like, maybe I like the first one and got, no, but I'm like, dude, fucking yeah, Critters, dude. And I'm going to quit being a little bitch, and I'm going to sit and I'm going to watch all the special features, and I'm going to just enjoy myself, because I've totally been fucking that off. But I got a vacation coming up. It's going to be so awesome. And I will spend just like all day watching fucking Critters shit, for real. I'll just binge watch nothing but special features all fucking day. It'll be awesome. But yes, I love the Critters series. It's very cool for different reasons, different little bits and pieces throughout this shit that I just love. That, you know, from the nostalgia of the early ones, definitely the first two, up through like the ones I got introduced to, the later ones that I fucking really grew to enjoy because, you know, they're fun. They're popcorn movies. That means fun. If you're sitting and watching a movie eating popcorn, immediately that is like, yeah, that would be fun. Because you're not gonna sit and watch popcorn, eat popcorn, and watch a movie that sucks. You're just gonna do something else. So it's like if it's a movie that you're enjoying popcorn, that's something special, man. You can't just find that anywhere. So when you find it, you grab it, you fucking hold on to it, you hold on tight. So, yeah, love the Critters ones. Gonna do that. But you're probably thinking to yourself, okay, so you've made it through the Critters franchise. You've talked all this bullshit that, you know, your thoughts and your feelings and everything else. What's next? What franchise is next? Well, what's next, my friends? Ooh, look, I got some on Blu-ray and I got some on DVD because I'm a geek and I collect shit like that. But it's the zombie, quote unquote, franchise. Zombie, can you see him? Can you see the shit? Okay, you can see that shit, right? You can see that shit. Okay, but yes, I'll be going through the zombie movies. You know, there's like actually 4 of it. It looks like there's a lot. Like if you take these away, it's like, oh yeah, there's still nah, there's like 4. It looks like a lot more, but there's really not. Zombie 1 and Zombie 2 are like the same movie. They were just titled differently in different countries. We'll get into all that when we do that. But yes, we'll get into some Italian zombie shit, man. Because why not? I think that would be awesome and that would be fun. So we're going to do Italian fucking zombies next because guess what? I don't give a fuck. It's my show. I'll do what I want. I'm a grown-ass man. I'll do what I want. It's my show. Brought to you by C4, but not. I'm going to drink it, but it's not brought to you by. I'm not getting any money for this. This is totally free endorsement. But, yeah, so I think I signed your pity on the running time. Gave you the rundown on the crits and the end of that for this season and how I'm gonna be diving into zombie next. It'll be fun talking about Italian horror. So until next time, I don't know. Wata ta, tippy tie, kappa chow.